or something for your diaries here on Trevor Sports. Join us for a very special Trevor Sports Q&A. That'll be New Year's Day here on Trevor Sports with the creator himself. And now, for the very last time in 2020, Premier League highlights introduced by Trev Lynham. It's Sportsnight. Good evening, folks. Thank you very much for joining us again for some midweek footballing action, where tonight we are bringing you the big game between Newcastle United and Liverpool. Liverpool know that victory at St James's Park will confirm their 4-point advantage in the new year in the Premier League status. However, if Newcastle United were to win for them, it would move them up the table and it would blow the title race wide open.
Here's Mane to Henderson. Liverpool trying to pick a way through. They might just do so now. It's Jordan Henderson!
Plus, we'll bring you all the action and all the goals that have taken place from all the other games that have happened during this festive midweek period. First, it is to St James's Park where we show, and we've got extended highlights of what turned out to be an absolutely fantastic game with a finale you'll definitely want to stick around for. So, for the very last time in 2020, match commentator for this one, and making his 50th commentary for us here on Trevor Sports, it's Trevor Motson.
Well, here we are. It's a privilege to be here on a cold, wet night here on Tyneside. St James's Park buzzing. The cold and the wet are certainly there in abundance, hence why I've got the sheepskin on, but the atmosphere is white hot as the teams come out to a humongous reception from 52,000 Geordies who will be cheering their team on. And you can also hear in the background the guitar whiffs of the brilliant Mark Knopfler as he plays along to local hero, as you can hear on the tannoy. Newcastle will be out to prove that that victory at Manchester City, where they won tremendously well, was no flash in the pan. They will go as far as 7 results go their way and they win tonight. Liverpool can maintain at least a 4-point gap, or if not extend it tonight with a win themselves. But Newcastle will be out to prove that they're going to be dangerous opponents for any side, especially if they come up here to this fantastic arena. Let's look at that Newcastle side. Central to their hopes tonight is former Liverpool man John Joe Shelby, how he'd love to put one on his former club. Sharon Fernandez will have to have good games at centre-back, and it's going to be St Maximin and Joelinton up front. Liverpool make a couple of changes as well. Klopp having to rotate, obviously. Joe Matip and Curtis Jones both come in. Otherwise it's the same familiar lineup, as familiar as the cast of Coronation Street. So we're all set to go here at a boisterous St James's Park. It's a Premier League derby for the ages. Newcastle United against Liverpool. The next chapter about to begin. Liverpool in the red shirts, Newcastle in their famous black and white stripes, and in fact Newcastle attacking the Gallowgate end in the first half, Liverpool the Leeds end. The pitch in fact passed a 3 o'clock inspection from the referee. Ball rolled very sufficiently, in fact more than sufficient, and we've got a game on tonight, and I think we're quite pleased to see it come up. I was up on Tyneside earlier on this morning, came up about 9 o'clock this morning, and it was raining bucket loads this morning, but the game is on, and here's a chance here for Bobby Firmino, and a good save from the blocker, held it well. Conditions are going to be tricky for goalkeepers. Greasy surface, which equals a greasy ball, so the goalkeeper's handling will be under a lot of scrutiny from everyone here tonight. Here's Fraser, and he's got away from Alexander-Arnold on the far side. 16 minutes gone at St James's, and that is a free kick, and a very harsh one, I have to say, against Trent Alexander-Arnold. Ryan Fraser wants extra punishment, but I can't see where the extra punishment's coming from there, if I'm being honest. I'm not even sure it was a free kick. I think St Maximin wants more retribution for the Liverpool man, but have a look at the replay. I can't see what Alexander-Arnold's done wrong there. He's shoulder charging legally and he's taken the ball legally. The It's a free kick to Newcastle. The referee had a better view than I did up in the gantry. Here's Shelby with the ball in there. Joe Linton, good chest control, good turn, good shot, good goal! Joe Linton has scored for Newcastle and just listened to the tune Army roar! Unbelievable scenes here! 17 minutes gone! Newcastle 1, Liverpool 0! And Liverpool have got a real job on, and Newcastle have made the best possible start. Wonderful chest control, and the current Newcastle number 9, who has been struggling for goals since his move here about a year and a half ago, has finally probably made the best move yet in a black and white shirt for Newcastle. That's Joe Linton's greatest moment in that famous number 9, and that will go down in the annals of Newcastle history. 1-0 to Newcastle. Half an hour gone, and this is Shelby again. Hayden. And these two central midfielders are having storming games tonight. And that's a good ball if he can pick out Ryan Fraser. And he's picked him out beautifully. And it's been an heroic performance, heroic half an hour from these men in black and white. And that's a good effort from Shelby, knocked down by the keeper. Henderson, he gets it halfway. Joe Linton! And he hits the chest of Virgil van Dijk. And how close were Liverpool there to going 2-0 down? A comedy of errors. First of all, the goalkeeper should have tried to catch that. Then Henderson scuffed the clearance, and then Joe Linton hit it against Van Dijk. Should have been 2-0 Newcastle. Ronaldo. Mane. Mo Salah. Big chance. Good block. But it breaks to Ronaldo, the former Newcastle man. Henderson. Former Sunderland player, of course, so he'll be roundly booed by the Toon Army, no doubt about it. Ronaldo, Salah, stays on his feet, good on his football, that from the Egyptian. Here's Mane to Henderson. Liverpool trying to pick a way through. They might just do so now. It's Jordan Henderson! And that was the chance 3 minutes from half time to level it up. Lovely one-touch football. You can't play good football in wet conditions, as Liverpool proved there, but Henderson shot just wide of the mark, and Liverpool see another chance go begging. Gators replaced Jones at the start of the second half. Liverpool now attacking the Gallagher end to my right, and here they come again now with Mane. A little deflection, and the goalkeeper just sort of fumbled it for a second and then got it at the second attempt. Wasn't much room for comfort there, I must say. Which is service like that, any clanger from the goalkeeper could be easily punished in this sort of weather. Newcastle incidentally attacking the Leeds end. There are 2,000 Liverpool supporters up in the top tier of that Leeds stand away to my left. Quite a worried look on their faces as I saw at half time, looking at them expressions. Here's Salah now through in the middle. Mo Salah, what a good work that is, and what a good piece of goalkeeping by Dubravka. He went in the corner, now he's trying to get Newcastle moving, but he's going with it straight to Alexander-Arnold. That could be a mistake, and that could also be a mistake. Bobby Firmino, what a save! Well, we saw Dubravka pull off these sort of saves when I came up here earlier on in the season for the match against the other Merseyside club, Everton, and he pulled off some great saves there. And here he is again, into action. Great save. But it's a Liverpool's corner, and it's going to be Trent Alexander-Arnold to float it in, or will he go short? Short to Nabil Keita. Back to Robertson. Robertson's shot, and it just bounced a little bit in front of Dubravka, who held it well. Liverpool now just starting to show why they are champions, and actually causing one or two problems for that Newcastle defence. It was an easy save for Dubravka despite the couple of bounces in front of him. Almost going up towards the 10-minute mark of the second half, and look at Virgil van Dijk streaming forward from the back. Finds Sadio Mane, good control, lovely bit of skill there. Robertson. Liverpool piling on the pressure here for the Toon Army. Jordan Henderson. Nabil Keita. into Marnie. This is lovely football. Bobby Firmino on the turn. Oh, what a magnificent save! What a magnificent save from Dubravka. He was moving the wrong way and off balance as he palmed that away. Still Liverpool have the possession and still have it on the edge of the Newcastle box. Henderson dispossessed quite brilliantly by Shelby, who's had a magnificent game in that Newcastle midfield. And on to Joe Linton from St Maximin. Now can he get past Virgil van Dijk? And I think that was a quite wise thing to do as that ball was played in. Van Dijk gets it away. Good crossing from Fraser, but this is the save again from Bobby Firmino by Martin Dubravka. It looked all the while as if Liverpool were going to get their equaliser. Look at the goalkeeper, he's going the wrong way, and luckily he sticks the hand out, the right hand out, and gets a good glove on it and palms it away. And now we're going here at St James's. Newcastle still leading by a goal to nil. But it is a slender lead. Liverpool have had plenty of good opportunities. John Joe Shelby. Nice turn by him. Ryan Fraser now forward. Oh, nice control. Here's Paul Dummett. Back to Ryan Fraser. These two working in tandem on that near side. But it was down the cul-de-sac really from as far as Ryan Fraser was concerned. He's been a revelation since joining from Bournemouth, and they're working again in tandem. This is Paul Dummett. That's a good cross. It towards Joe Linton! Well, that was a great opportunity for Newcastle to double their lead and really put Liverpool on the back foot and send them back to from St James's Park to Anfield with their tails well and truly between their legs. Will that come back to haunt Newcastle, that missed chance? Ryan Fraser's had the most touches up the ball out of anybody on the field today thus far, and that sort of occasion so far. Wet, rainy and all sorts. Now 20 minutes to go. Here's Fraser again, linking up well with young Paul Dummett, who seems to have really come on leaps and bounds. He didn't really particularly well under John Carver for a spell, but since Rafa Benitez and Steve Bruce have been managers, he's done really well. Firmino, first cross block. Marnie waits in the middle, and there's Marnie on the volley. He's taken the heck of a lot to have scored from even a 6-yard sort of range, because he was trying the volley there. It might have been better trying to get ahead on that and test the Rutger that way instead of maybe volleying the ball. Having chances of Liverpool but not taking them. That could be a crucial factor today, because remember they were 4 points ahead at the start, and if you chase it back, that includes Manchester United and Man City win. You'll find out later on Sportsnight whether they did so, and St Maximin goes for goal. And the title race is well and truly on the march going into the new year, and I'll tell you what, it'll be a great new year as regards the title race, a great second half of the season coming right up as we see that effort from St Maximin going wide. So 17 minutes off to play. Liverpool are not doing their bit here to try and maintain that 4-point gap between them and second place. They need a goal from somewhere. Keita now on the ball. Last quarter of an hour. Time running out for Liverpool. Marnie now into Firmino. Firmino's shot deflects, and it will be a corner. That's going to be a grandstand finish here. That is for sure. It'll be not just a grandstand finish, it'll be a riveting finish here. And at the moment, the Newcastle fans, as things stand, will be dancing with joy on the Tyne Bridge tonight. Social distance, of course. Here's Jordan Henderson with the corner. Newcastle 1, Liverpool 0 as we come up towards the last quarter of an hour. The ball played in there and it's missed everybody inside the penalty area, and Robertson did not go for it. Usually, instinctively, he usually goes for any loose ball that is picked up. And he's usually first to every one of them. Fraser's picked it up instead. Fernandes. Fabian Schär. Newcastle don't want to be playing hot potato like Arsenal did a couple of days ago. And they don't. They get the ball away, but then give it straight to Nabil Keita, who's dispossessed quite brilliantly from John Joe Shelby. Great no-nonsense midfield play. Now St Maximin. Through to Joe Linton, who's fouled. Free kick. In a very dangerous position, and Keita will do well to keep out of the referee's notebook here. I will say that. Gets a ticking off. No yellow card. You could just see by the body language of the referee. That's it. One more, son. You're in the book. I have to say that looks a bookable offence to me. Cuts it right into Joe Linton, and how he's got away with a yellow card, only Nabil Kieta and the referee will know. But anyway, it's a free kick to Newcastle, and it's John Joe Shelby to throw it in again. This time to Almiron. Chest control was good, the turn not so. It takes a lot to turn Virgil van Dijk inside and out. Has to be a special kind of player to do that. Newcastle still get possession again on the halfway line, and then give it straight to Van Dijk, and then lose it out to Joe Linton. And now St Maximin with a chance, deflected, and that should go for a Newcastle corner, and it does, with 12 minutes to play. The second Newcastle goal will surely put it beyond Liverpool's reach. John Joe Shelby, who's had a great game against his old side, with the corner. Hayden with a header! And that was a gilt-edged chance for Isaac Hayden to make it number 2. And will he regret this, and will Liverpool come back from that now? Liverpool off the hook again. 4 minutes to go. Newcastle still edging closer to victory. That clean precious 3 points and 6 points from 2 difficult games. I tell you what, if Steve Bruce before the Man City game wasn't winning over the local media on Tyneside, these 2 results, surely if it is to be that way, even if they end up drawing the game, I think he'll have silenced a lot of the local media up here on Tyneside, and a lot of certain sections of the Newcastle supporters as well. That did look a good tackle to me by Fernandes, and the referee's giving it to Liverpool. I have to say the refereeing hasn't been up to any good standard. Or having said that though, I think he did clatter into him. In the naked eye, it looked as if he got the ball, but I'll take back what I said there. It was a foul. Now then, Jordan Henderson with a great opportunity now. Can he get Liverpool out of a hole? Henderson with a free kick. He can! Jordan Henderson has saved Liverpool. The captain when it matters. The former Sunderland player has just silenced 50,000 Toon Army supporters. And Newcastle were so near to a famous victory against the champions of England. Well, it's a case for Newcastle of so near but yet so far, but take nothing away from the free kick. It was just unstoppable. And the England man has dug his side out of a hole again. The Liverpool captain coming up with a huge goal, and with a minute to go, it's 1-1. And it's back to the drawing board for Steve Bruce's men. It's so cruel on Newcastle. Have performed magnificently well. Here's St Maximin. No, they're not going to lay down and die just yet, Newcastle. They've given it all out there, all 11 in black and white tonight. Here's Paul Dummett. Still Dummett, away from Henderson. Good crossing there, away from by Matip, only as far as John Joe Shelby. Shelby tangling there with James Milner. And now Shelby's won it off Van Dijk. What a chance now for the former Liverpool man. He's gone! It's a stoppage time! 90 seconds of the match to play! And John Joe Shelby has done it against his old side. He had 2 years to begin at Anfield. And this will be totally satisfying for him, for Steve Bruce, and for all Geordies everywhere. And also, it blows the title race well and truly wide open. And Virgil van Dijk, of all people, dispossessed so easily. And John Joe Shelby said, "Thank you very much," and take that. He dispossesses Milner here. Then Van Dijk picks up the loose ball, dodles on it. Shelby gets a foot in, gives Van Dijk the slip. 1-on-1 with Alisson, and what a fantastic right foot finish. What a way to win it. And showing now there's no coming back from this to the champions, and my word, there's only a minute to go, but my goodness me, the atmosphere in St James's Park is absolutely deafening. I've never heard an atmosphere like this or a finish to the game like this. And I hope you guys who have watched it on Sportsnight have enjoyed a classic confrontation. Seconds remaining now. And listen to the roar now. It's all over! Newcastle win it! They waited for so long after Joe Hinton had put them ahead on 18 minutes. Then Jordan Henderson broke, or seemed to have broke Newcastle Hearts with a goal 1 minute from the end of normal time, but then 2 minutes into stoppage time, the former Liverpool man John Joe Shelby with a sensational winner, and they'll be dancing in the streets of Tyneside tonight. It's finished here remarkably. Newcastle 2, Liverpool 1, and the title race has blown wide open now.
Stunning result for Newcastle United, winning it with the last kick of the match practically. Liverpool were under par, it has to be said, but what an astonishingly brilliant performance that was. That will leave the pressure of Steve Bruce, no doubt, and it opens up the title race. But it's important to know, what did Liverpool's rivals do in the previous 3 games that have taken place? Well, to take you through them is Trevor Sinstadt. 2 out-of-form sides playing in the Premier League. Arsenal and Brighton kicked off the seaside game in the midweek rush of Premier League fixtures over Christmas, and it was Arsenal that had the early breakthrough. Lacazette's toe poke just beating Matthew Ryan and sneaking through over the line to give Arsenal the advantage. The Gunners themselves have been below par, and Mikel Arteta said before the game this was a chance for his side to show just what they could do. But it was a former Gunner that nearly brought Brighton level. Danny Welbeck's header well saved in the end by Bert Leno. Ashley Maitland-Niles' ball found Bakary Saka, his wonderful header just playing wide of the post. Arsenal started playing some free-flowing football, showing us just what they could do. After a long ball which was well headed in by Kieran Tierney, Aubameyang's first touch and control was excellent and his finish was outstanding. Arsenal 2-0 up, and you thought that was it. But this season Arsenal's defence has been very, very shaky, and it showed as Brighton were able to earn themselves a point. An early cross met by Charlotte at the far post, but Leno could only parry it into the post and ended up dropping over the line and in, and Brighton had a lifeline in the match. Arsenal still continued to make chances, and it wasn't helped by indecisive Brighton defending. Matthew Ryan's poor header out found Saka, who decided to hit the ball on the volley on the first time, just clearing the bar. But for the rest of the game, Arsenal tried to defend as best they could. Yangaban Sheffield was well boxed by Saliba, and to the delight of Bert Leno, his defenders holding us true. Arsenal haven't won for a while in the Premier League. Basuma's effort here was well scouted by Xhaka, but the timing of the challenge was poor, and the free kick was given, and the penalty was given. Granit Xhaka gave away the spot kick. Adam Lallana stepping up, and he went ahead and rolled one right down the middle, beating Bert Leno and earning a point for Brighton. The Seagulls with only their 9th point of the season so far, but Arsenal are in freefall, unable to find a win. It's a second 2-2 draw in a row for them in what has been a disastrous December in Mikel Arteta's men. The time at the Brighton and Amex Stadium, it was Brighton Hove Albion 2, Arsenal 2. Everton and Manchester City, definitely not postponed in the world of Trevor Sports, and quite rightly, because it turned out to be a very, very good game between two sides that turned out to be very evenly matched. Richarlison was a wonderful run and pass was through, finish was not, miles past that of Edison. Manchester City, though, are known for their brilliant footwork. This wonderful pass through the legs of Yerry Mina by Sergio Aguero, played through Raheem Sterling, and when one-on-one, he was no doubt that he was not going to miss. A fine goal by Sterling. Inquest into how that happened was led by the Everton players. And Everton were able to make chances into the match, and Manchester City's defence isn't quite the force that it once was. Dominic Calvert-Lewin arriving to head home after a Roby's cross. Excellent work by the young Englishman. His centre-forward skills and earning plaudits all round this season for Everton. But Manchester City knew they had to rally once again to get back into the contest. It turns out a bit of luck was broken their way again. When the ball ricocheted through to Raheem Sterling, there was nothing lucky about the pass through to Sergio Aguero. It was an outstanding through ball, and Aguero was there to finish coolly, calmly and precisely how Manchester City have missed him in recent times. But Everton were able to find their way back into the game, but it looked as if it wasn't going to be the case. Kyle Walker diving in from behind, committing the foul against Dominic Calvert-Lewin, allowed the referee to point to the spot, but Luca Digne's free kick was tipped onto the post by Edison, and it looked as if Everton's final chance had beaten them by. That was until the ball broke to Tom Davies in the box. All the Manchester City players stood off for him, and the Everton man was able to draw the Blues level And the Sky Blues were left wondering what on earth was happening. Everton and Goodison Park rocking here after a poor second half, the opening start of the season. Everton could well be on the up. It was 2-2 here again. Frank Lampard said that his side needed consistency in this match to face an Aston Villa side that have blown very much hot and cold this season. Mason Mount's early header was well saved by Martinez, and that was the task in which Chelsea had to do. But they did show defensively that there were a couple of lapses. Ollie Watkins was able to run through a Kurt Zouma, but for some reason on this rare occasion his radar was off. In the end, it was poor Villa defending that made the difference for them. Tammy Abraham's pass out wide to Timo Werner played into Callum Hudson-Odoi, who went for power at the near post, and precision followed acutely. No chance that was for Martinez, and Chelsea took the lead, a lead they were to hold for the rest of the match. The question was, could Chelsea add to the lead? Well, the answer to that emphatically was yes. Oliver Giroud's wonderful left-footed efforts, his second ever Premier League goal so far this season, sure to be the difference for them. Stamford Bridge jumping about, and rare moments for Oliver Giroud to show what he could do, perhaps before the January transfer window. Kai Havertz came on in the second half and started to make more opportunities for Chelsea. His wonderful skill here was able to beat past Tyrone Mings, and the pass was absolutely perfect into Timo Werner, who obliged and finished off a wonderful move. And a 3-0 lead to Chelsea. Stamford Bridge in the West London side currently enjoying the football that Frank Lampard's side are playing. But Aston Villa showed that they still have something in the tank, and they stood off and allowed Ollie McBurney to hit this unstoppable effort that beat Mendy. Denied them perhaps what would have been a deserved clean sheet at the end. But as this game finished, this was very much a case of Chelsea giving us everything and winning quite comfortably by 3-1. 2 years ago, Wolves famously knocked Manchester United out of the FA Cup, and nearly got off to the perfect start in this league game at Old Trafford. Ruben Neves' free kick was deflected behind to the relief of David De Gea. Manchester United, though, have found themselves into title contenders this season. Bruno Fernandes' long ball was volleyed by Marcus Rashford, just wide of that of the goal. But it's the signing of Edinson Cavani which is making the difference for Manchester United. Time and time again, Cavani is coming up with crucial moments and showing that Manchester United really have in recent times lacked a top-class centre-forward. Wolverhampton Wanderers were able to make chances. Daniel Podence' effort found Jimenez, but a good firm save by David De Gea was able to keep Manchester United's advantage ahead. Aaron Wan-Bissaka in the end provided another cross, and Cavani this time provided a bullet header that was able to beat Patricio at the near post and doubled Manchester United's advantage, an advantage which they held for the rest of the match. No hat-trick for Cavani today, but Manchester United continued to try to make chances as best they could. Mason Greenwood's flick-on was met by Rashford, and then Bruno Fernandes letting fly what looked to be an unstoppable effort, matched by a fantastic save by Patricio. Manchester United, after defeat against Leicester, bounced back with a 2-0 win. Wolves at the moment will have to be just slightly concerned with their form at the moment. The London derby between Tottenham Hotspur and Fulham was a one-sided affair in the end, with a much-changed Jose Mourinho side having all the best of it. Carlos Vinicius there getting the opening goal for Tottenham Hotspur, and indeed his first Premier League goal this season. Indeed, in this match, Harry Kane was actually rested. Tottenham continued to make all the chances in the end. Vinicius' effort out wide after playing through by Lucas Moura's efforts. A cross by Aurier, a header by Lamela, just wide of the post. Chances indeed for Tottenham that created lots of them and thoroughly outplayed their fellow London rivals. Son Heung-mon's excellent pass found Lucas Moura. His effort at the near post was too good for that of Areola, and the Spurs were 2 up and looking very comfortable, it has to be said. But uncharacteristically for Jose Mourinho's side, Tottenham started to switch off and started the second half. Reed's effort was well saved in the end by Hugo Lloris, and it looked as if Fulham might be able to get something from the game. Even Cavaliero's effort was making to Mitrovic. Mitrovic's effort just went wide of the post. But in the end, Tottenham Hotspur were able to seal all 3 points and grab themselves a couple more goals. Gareth Bale's ball was brilliantly flicked on by Son Heung-min and coolly finished by Dele Alli, Will he still be playing football in North London, you wonder, by the end of January? Talk of a potential loan move or even a transfer. And it was a chance in the end for Gareth Bale to get the final goal in this match. Doherty's cross was absolutely perfect. From 2 yards out, Gareth Bale couldn't miss. 4-0 to Spurs. It keeps them marching in the table in the Champions League spots. And they could be the dark horses for the Premier League this season. A long way to go, but wonderful to see a completely full Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And they were comfortable winners by 4-0. Turf Moor hosted an absolute classic between Burnley and Sheffield United, and it was down to a good work by Goodmanson and a fantastic save, but the tap-in was there for Burnley to take the lead. Dwight McNeil there with the early finish, and Burnley celebrated a wonderful start to the match. But don't underestimate Sheffield United, but also don't underestimate Burnley. Some of the football these two sides could play was on full evidence today. James Rodriguez's effort there just going wide. But in the end there were opportunities at both ends of the pitch. Ollie McBurney's header going wide to the frustration of Burnley's Nick Pope, hoping for a bit more. But Sheffield United were able to get themselves level in the match. O'Connell heading home after an absolutely divine cross, and Sheffield United, the Yorkshire side, back level at Burnley. Turf Moor held its breath because they had seen Burnley capitulate before, but after wins away from Arsenal you wondered if that was going to be the case. Ivan Norwood turned out to be a very talented free kick taker this season. His wonderful effort was able to beat Pope, and Sheffield United were 2-1 up and to the good. Cue a Burnley fight back, something which Sean Dyche's side hasn't done a great deal this season. This unstoppable effort by Ashley Barnes was the catalyst. It was something from nothing, but sometimes that's what you need from fight backs, just a little something from nothing. Ramsdale may have urged his side on, but in the end it was the Claret and Blue men who continued to move forward. Westwood was able to play in Barnes again for pretty much a replica effort. Questions might have been asked of the goalkeeper. Should Ramsdale have saved it? Either way, for Burnley it was a 3-2 win and a huge win, with all the backroom staff coming in to join him in that game. How crucial that could be for them as they climb out of the relegation zone, and Sheffield United have been beaten yet again. West Ham United ended up having a fantastic day down on the south coast against Southampton. West Ham's side need a much better 2021 compared to 2020. Side Ben Rama's header just flying over the bar showed us what we thought was going to be the typical Hammers way. But West Ham showed they were a little more clinical at the moment. Side Ben Rama again this time volleying home a fantastic effort to beat McCarthy home after Sebastian Haller had played him through. The former Brentford man getting on the score sheet. A wonderful moment, it has to be said, in the contest. And then West Ham continued to dominate the majority of the play. Haller's lovely pass was played through to Antonio, whose first touch was great, and second was outstanding. How's this man not been picked for England? The questions could have been asked. There was Antonio to finish, and West Ham were 2-0 up and looking comfortable away from home for one of the very first times this season. But a rash moment changed the game completely. A horrible challenge from behind by Haller brought out a straight red from the referee. There could be no complaints in all fairness. Replay showed it was absolutely a spot-on decision. Vestergaard had turned and passed the ball away. The challenge was about half an hour late. James Ward-Prowse is a rather tasty free kick taker, and he got Southampton back into the game, and 10-man West Ham United was struggling. The skipper led them on and eventually won another free kick in which the entire match hinged on. Ward-Prowse had it on target, but it was well scouted by Fabianski that made a very good save at the near post. Turned out to be the final action of a pulsating game. Southampton beaten at home, a crucial win for West Ham as they look to get their way out of the relegation zone. Crystal Palace met Leicester City, and it was a game in which Leicester City showed the quality that they have. At the same time, it showed us the mistakes that can cost you points in the Premier League. And here is a great example of it. Vicente Gated just about to clear it away, challenge brought in by Barnes, who cleverly backheeled it to Vardy. And from that distance, and no goalkeeper or defender, You could almost bet your mortgage, the Grand National and the winner of the World Cup on that result. Varney was able to strike. And it turned out to be a day in which Leicester City's counter-attacking tendencies worked much better against Crystal Palace. Wesley Fofana broke the ball up and ran into space, and nobody challenged him. He let fly with a shot, just missed. I'll tell you what, that would have been goal of the season contender had that gone in. Yuri Tielemans had a side-footed effort in the game in which he started to come into it more as the game went on. Jose Perez was brought on and going at the near post, catching out a slipped Max Meyer, nearly caught out Vicente Gaeta. But in the end, it was Yuri Tielemans that got the second goal that sealed things for Leicester City. Heading home unchallenged in the area and finishing it all off away from home. A very, very good point, 3 points it has to be said, for Leicester City as they continue to keep pace with the leaders of the Premier League. Last season this was a Championship fixture, this season it's a Premier League fixture. The quality of the football just wasn't quite there today, truth be told. While both sides tried, it was Leeds United that made the most of this, but it was down to some brave goalkeeping that kept the score as low as it was. Johnston's brave effort diving at the feet of Bamford proved to be crucial. Bamford in the end found Rodrigo. Great save this was by Johnston, but the follow-up effort showed you the advantage of never giving up. Harrison won the ball back, and this time Rafinha's header was just off target. Leeds United were able to get a winning goal. Calvin Davis had charged forward after a lucky ricochet had played in Jack Harrison, and Bamford producing finish of the day. A wonderful chip over Johnston into the far post just shows us the quality form that this young man is in at the moment and just how well he is playing. In the second half, Leeds United continued to make a couple of chances. This was the best of them, truth be told. Helder Costa's effort really well saved by Johnston, and a very good game in the West Bromwich Albion goal. Sam Allardyce's side have got a bit more to do. Leeds United, with a very good point for them, keeps them in the top half of the table comfortably. So a full roundup of all the Premier League results, and the advantage you definitely have to say is with the chasing pack. Manchester United, Manchester City and Tottenham and Chelsea have all made up the gap between them and Liverpool. Manchester City will definitely feel after that 2-2 draw away to Everton that their opportunity to really catch them was stunted. Big winners most than likely Manchester United. Burnley's wonderful comeback win against Sheffield United moves them into the top half of the table. And crucial wins at the bottom of the table for the likes of West Ham. Speaking of the bottom half of the table, West Brom, Brighton and Fulham will be bottom of the Premier League as we start the new year. Crystal Palace and Southampton just hovering. West Ham have really let their way up the table. Sheffield United continue to free fall, and Aston Villa sit themselves around the mid-table mark. Liverpool's lead at the top of the Premier League is just 2 points that to Manchester United. Manchester City and Spurs and Chelsea are just 2 points behind, as this proves to be what's looking like to be a 5-team championship race. But one wouldn't discount Leicester sitting in 6th place with 29 points. They could be in there. Leeds United, fantastic return to Premier League football. They sit 7th at the moment, and Newcastle United are up to 8th. Burnley, the big winners after today's fixtures, they're 10th. Next for us on Match Today, well, we're back on the 2nd of January. Chelsea versus Manchester City will be our main game, plus we'll have highlights, extended highlights of Manchester United versus Aston Villa and all the goals that have taken place from all the previous fixtures. So there we go, that's it from us for 2020, a year which we started off with just 2-figure sets of subscribers, and now well on the 450 mark. Thank you very much for listening to this wonderful journey, and we hope to continue the wonderful growth and the wonderful support that we had from all of you for this year. Stay tuned for New Year's Day for a special Q&A episode in which you can meet the man behind that of Trevor Lynham, which you can see right here. Of course, you could just go back and watch the older videos and see me on my mug. But anyway, we'll go for that. Active Q&A session, so feel free to ask questions. More information on that. And join us again for Match of the Day, which will be highlights between Chelsea, Manchester City, Manchester United, Aston Villa. Could be a fantastic few days for us. From all of us, thank you very much for watching. And we'll see you again in 2021. Hopefully that'll be our year. Bye-bye.